Okay, hey everyone. We're gonna go over a quick tutorial on how to do avatars in the Basis ecosystem. Um, the major difference to keep in mind when it comes to getting avatar in the Basis ecosystem. So before you even start, it's a good idea that you're aware of this. You have to have your own storage for the files that are generated. So it's going to generate three different files. Um, for your avatar, and there has to be a place that's uh, uh, going to be like a public place where it could be like a content delivery network of some sort that will allow it to download. I believe some people are using Google Drive. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure pretty much anything will work as long as it lets you download it at a reasonable speed. I have a solution and I'll go into exactly what that is, but I think it's kind of important that you understand that before you even get started. Otherwise, you might go through all this work and not have anywhere to put your avatar. So, yeah, that's important. The second thing to keep in mind is that the basis ecosystem from which the VR Underground or the VRU Darknet is built on top of, um, any projects that are built on top of the basis ecosystem, your avatar will work. So if people make a host of different types of projects and games and worlds and cool things to explore and all kinds of stuff like that, once you have your avatar working within the basis ecosystem, it'll work on all of those games, not just the VR Underground Darknet. And this also allows you to have your avatar working correctly within Basis itself whenever we're doing the Sunday tests and things like that. So the first thing that you need to do in order to get this started, because this can take up to 30 minutes in and of itself, is to go and grab the latest version of Unity. So you're going to have to get the absolute latest one. So right now, I believe it is 29. F1 is the one that I currently have right now. Um, whatever is the one that is the latest is what you need. And when you're doing the modules, I'm not really sure if Microsoft Visual Studio is necessarily absolutely necessary, but I do know that when you scroll down a little bit, there's this one right here. You do need this in order to be able to generate an avatar on the project. So once you have that all set up, this will take a while by itself. Once you have Unity 6 with the proper modules set up, the next thing that you need to do is you need to go to the website for GitHub, which I'll include this here. What you do is you go to the Basis GitHub and you click code and you click download zip. You download the zip file to your hard drive and like unpack it because it's an entire project. One of the first mistakes a lot of people make is they assume that this is like something that you make a fresh project and then you add basis into it. That's not how this actually works. The way it currently works right now is when you download the zip, you're just getting a whole project, a whole blank project that you can point Unity 6 to. So basically what you do is once you have Unity 6 going, you go like this and then you click add project from disk, and it will immediately give you an entire basis um, project from which that you can begin doing other things like adding your avatar to it. Now, there's a bunch of steps that we're not going to bother to go into because I want to try to keep this somewhat brief, and that is that making your avatar look good and everything like that. The first thing that you want to do is you want to grab your avatar into a blank scene and just drag it in and do whatever you can to make it look as good as possible. This video is not going to focus on that because that could take 1 to 10 to infinite number of videos. Making avatars looking good is a whole topic in and of itself. I have already prepared my avatar here ahead of time so that I have something that looks correct because this looks pretty borked right now. I'm not even sure what's going on. Uh, so with that said, what we do here is we go and add component and we go avatar and then we go basis avatar and we click that right there, right? And then what we do here is we click on body, right? And you have to add a name and a description. You have to have both a name and a description. So I'm going to call it Castle uh, OG2 or whatever, right? The castle, uh, my 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 old OG. Okay, you just need to have something there or whatever. Make sure you have gizmos turned on, and you're gonna have to figure out where your eyeballs are gonna be. In this particular case, let's see, just for Jesus Christ, why are these so cursed? I'm just gonna drag this off the screen and scroll down. Let's just say that a lot of avatars just have a lot of really weird things. This is not something that you have to do, but I just wanted to go ahead and take the mask off if I can. 'Cause that's... All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and close this absolutely cursed blend shapes thingy. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted. I should just stay focused. So, with that said, what we want to do, there is actually a good reason why I did that, so that you can see that with the mask turned off, you can see a little bit better what these two gizmos do. So you have eye position and mouth position gizmo, right? And if you have gizmos turned on, which is this little circle button up here, you'll see a couple of objects that are just sitting in the scene now, right? And this green one here indicates where my eyes are. So I can drag this out to just at the nose of my bridge, like the bridge of my nose, not the nose of my bridge. I'm not even sure what that would mean. And then I would get this one here is your mouth position. Your mouth position is important because this is where the sound comes from. Especially with Steam Audio, it's going to be really important for that to be correct because Steam Audio makes it much better and easier to hear where exactly a sound is actually coming from. It's pretty high quality, so you want to make sure that you get your mouth set up correctly, and you want to just basically kind of get the opening of the mouth, like maybe just slightly behind the lips or whatever. I don't know actually. You could probably tell me your preferences on that. Have it automatically detect all of your visemes. Boom. There we go. Okay, so we got a bunch of these. All right. Okay. And then we go automatic blink detection, but I think I can go to blink 01. That's probably good enough. Now, how do we do things like jiggle physics and stuff like that? That's probably what you're asking right now. And that is you have this thing called a basis jiggle strain, the jiggle strain. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn these gizmos off. A jiggle strain is like a dynamic bone, but you have to point it to a specific bone, like a thing. So if I go spine, chest, head, neck, hair root, right? And in the hair root, I would drag that there. And I'm not really sure what the settings and everything like that. Again, this video is not supposed to be focused on making the avatar look perfect or anything like that. But it is meant to just kind of be used as an example of like how just to get an avatar working into the scene. Once you have that all set up, the only thing that you have to do that's left at this point in time is create avatar bundle. So I'm going to go ahead, and this is might seem a little bit counterproductive. I'll go ahead and hide this one, and then I'm going to show the one that I have that I spent a little bit of time, at least getting it looking somewhat correct. And it has all of the same steps that were done. Castle OG, my old default Fox, animator. Yeah, it's right here. Okay, all the visemes are there. I have a jiggle strain for the hair root. I didn't make a jiggle strain for my tail, which I really need to do that probably. So we could probably just do that real quick. Hips. Is there a tail here? Where's a tail? Um, butt root tail. Okay, I'm gonna make another jiggle strain. All right, and then I'm gonna be like tail root. And honestly, I'll probably do this. I'll put it to there. All right, and so at this point in time, we're done. Like that was it. So um, it may not take that long to actually get your avatar in the game, especially if your avatar is not that complicated. But anyway, yay. So what you do at this point is you create avatar bundle, and what this is going to do is it's going to generate 3 files. Now, if it doesn't generate 3 files, it's because you didn't type in a description or a name. So you got to make sure that you get the name and the description, or otherwise it simply won't make all the files that you need. Now, once you have the files, you'll notice, okay, so here's a bundle. There's this one's a bundle, and the bundle is usually the one that's a much larger file size. And then there's a meta, which is a much smaller file size one that's just there for, like, I guess metadata or whatever. You can rename these. Whoops. What? I'm just going to go the castle uh, OG 02 and the castle. Okay, and in this text file is a password. Um, I'll go ahead and I'll just show it because I'm just going to redo my avatar anyway, so it won't really matter. If you lose this password, you will lose access to the file itself, and you'll have to re-upload your avatar or whatever. So keep that in mind. This is following basic encryption advice. Never lose your wallets. Never lose your keys. This is an important password that you must have at hand in order to um, properly utilize the avatar, which means that this is much higher security than VRChat. Like every avatar is actually password protected using um, a hash. So what I'm so this leads us up to the last part, but is also the first part that we first talked about, and that is making sure that you have some kind of a content delivery network in which you can store your avatar. So I'm going to go to what I have right here, which is bunny.net, and you might notice that I already have a couple of these avatars. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete these files because they came out really bad for some reason, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen when I try to do this again. But basically what happens at this point in time is you got to upload the two files that we just made. So you take these 2 files and then you put them onto your server and they will upload. Okay, so now what we have is we have the larger file size is 15 megabytes. The meta file is 6. Okay, all right, so this isn't too bad so far. All right, so what you do now is you have to run the game. You have to actually uh, jump into a world. You can utilize the VR Underground. You can just go here. We don't really have a way to do a private lobby while you're testing, so if you're just going to be sitting in front of a mirror, there might be other people there, which is totally fine. You're more than welcome to hang out at the new castle venue anytime you want. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to run the VR Underground, and I'm going to launch it into desktop mode. All right, and you type in your name, and then you connect. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I lower the sound to 0 just in case that there's any issues with copyright or whatever. This came out really horribly, and I'm going to go ahead. I'm actually kind of surprised that it downloaded it because uh, I'm not really sure how that works. It still downloaded the files even though I deleted them, and I'm not really sure why I'm going sideways all of a sudden. But okay, so with that said, the thing that you have to do is um, you have to click on avatars. So let me see if I can increase the size of this just a little bit, get rid of a little bit of extra clutter here. Okay, you go avatars, right? And you'll see you're in this screen. However, this screen doesn't it, you can't see the top. So you have to actually like step back. After you get this window open, you have to step back. This needs to get fixed. It's really annoying. But yeah, in order to be able to see these inputs up here, you have to actually step back. So with that said, though, we go here, and I'm going to take the smaller file, the meta file, and I'm going to point the meta. to here, right? And then I'm going to go to the slightly larger file, and I'm going to get this URL, and I'm going to paste that in there so we have the bundle. And then I'm going to open up the text file, and I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to go, boom, there's the full thing. You click load, and I'm not really sure what the hell's going on with this, but that looks really crazy. I think the shape keys are fucked for the mask or something like that. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm not really sure why the spine is like not straight either. I think it's like clumping it or something like that. For the most part, everybody else's avatars have been perfectly fine. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm having trouble with this avatar at the moment, but yeah, it looks like my Visemes aren't working correctly either. So that's a weird issue. But yeah, well, at least my tail. You see that? Look at that. My tail is using physics. Okay. Well, anyway, I guess this is just gonna be for now. Hopefully your avatar isn't going to be as cursed as mine. I have to like figure something out, or at least go through this and clean it up, or whatever. But at least in my case, my main avatar, the this guy here, he seems to be doing just fine. Settings. Oh, that's why my mouth wasn't moving actually. So let's see. Okay, yeah, yeah. So yeah, actually, let's go back to the other avatar real quick. And so Castle OG is the latest one. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, man. That's maybe it's this one. I don't know what's happening. Well, anyway, all right. I think that's good enough for the video, so you at least know what's going on and everything like that. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I'm forgetting? I think that is actually it. So far, everybody else has had a lot more luck. I don't know why this avatar is so screwed, but yeah. Let's here's to the future and technology that's still very much in the beginning of development.